The idea of taking like a song starter or like making your own little idea to use this idea then to start processing like a melody or rhythm or making sound design out of this existing idea can give you a sound that sounds like another dimension of producing. You get complex sounds of it really quickly, but it's all a nice concept to use ideas that that are just laying around. And second, it's very good to remix, as I will show you. Let's check it out. This is like the first step I would take. This is like just one example of. I'm gonna show you a bunch of examples on how you could do this, and maybe you get like your own ideas how to do it, or you can spark some ideas of my concept. Anyways, what I did here. And I have to mention this is a track I made with Eonoe. The concept is you just trying to create an idea, like standard chords, right? And then put some ARP over that. Then like this pointy staccato top note. And then strings. You get the point. So this is where you would start continuing your idea, which you're doing, like switch up rhythms, make another melody, put drums under it, and then you have like your track. But now this is where you can maybe go a route that is not taken very often. For example, let's just render this out into one track. And then you're gonna put this track in a granulator, for example. And then what you can do is, for example, just go through this and play it. Right, that's the thing. And now you can do stuff like and just find spots that sound nice. So, for example, what we have done is use this exact like wind down effect, like here. You can see there's just like reverb and choruses going up with it going lower, or like slower rather. And then you have this, and then we stacked this with like this piano thing. Oh no, this is a kick drum. A kick drum and like this Rhodes sounding sound. So yeah, and then again, now you record this whole thing and you have like very unique textures and sounds like put together, which maybe you wouldn't do if you would be thinking like very classical about how to build a track. And then if you chop this up, you have like from the sounds, or even if the tempo of what you record isn't super on point with your project, maybe you get like a unique like polyrhythm or like accentuation of stuff that you wouldn't come up with yourself or just like by yourself. For example, the last part from this one. This one. You get this which isn't intended, it just happened to be like that because we thought, oh, this sounds sick, let's do it, let's do this rhythm on the other ones, but the other ones didn't have this type of like rhythm in the recording. So, you know, this is just happy accident can come about with this idea. And you can do stuff like this. rush through this one because it's the same. In this case, it's just like put together an idea with the intent of making like very rhythm or like accentuations of notes and stuff, because if it would be all the same sonically, it would be pretty boring to then chop up later. But if you just like with this lead, different notes with the chords underneath it. So then if you would like cycle these chops or like just chop it with a simpler, then you have like this chord and this note and this chord and this note and this chord and this note and so on. And switching with like this vocal chop thing underneath it. And you could also add textures, maybe like this bird sounds, and have like this little chirp coming through at some point when you record like the whole track in Granulator later. Or which the method that I did in this case, which is just the good old slice in the simpler. And the sound already isn't that bad because you try to make it sound good, right? But then you have like this sound. Maybe this sound would be like good enough for you because you think at the moment, okay, this sounds cool. But with this case, you just have like this empty chops in a track. And for me, it automatically suggests that maybe try and keep on pushing the sound with plugins. And this I did. And then you can beef it up. This is how I try to make a remix for the Hit the Ground track from Donkey Kong. And it's really just, I put in the whole track. If I then go in there, same method, just you could just go in there and try to find chunks and spots that sound very cool. But in this case, I found that you could loop sections pretty perfectly with exactly 0.5 hertz. Again, this is this random polyrhythm you get. And with this thing, this is my ending on this track right now. Dude! What the fuck?
That's what Daft Punk is doing. For real. Dude, what the fuck? This shook me up.
I also felt like we could make like a VIP of the track that just loops parts, because the whole looping thing.
This is so cool. I thought like, how cool are those parts if you just loop them?
Yeah.
What?
So stupid, yeah.
So this is also a possibility you can try out. Just get out like different chunks of the track, and then you can start again like pitching these ones up or down, which I did in the main drop right here. You can't really hear it from original because it's like chunks with a lot of different effects, but also I can't show you this thing in my original project because again I lost my data, unfortunately. So another thing I did, for example, is just for the mid part right here. It's also pretty much just a thing with a filter on that, and just letting it filter on every quarter note. So maybe you can now try to recycle some ideas that didn't work out originally, or you just take the song starters from Splice or anything, group stuff together, and then just see what comes out if you try to mess with like a whole bunch of different sounds and rhythms on top of each other. And then you can get maybe one up in your production game. But yeah, leave a like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.